Well, how long have you been around here now?
Oh, we've been in town about 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
We've been here every moment of that. So.
Yeah. We had a great conversation this past week, and to let you know kind of where I want to go with our conversation here, is I want us to be encouraged in our spirit as to the way God moves in people's lives and can even use us. And so, Barb and TC, as we talked, it was really interesting to me to get a little bit of history. Maybe you can share a little history of your lives and your spiritual walk before you guys moved to Colorado Springs. So whoever wants to go first, can go first.
Okay, so I guess to start, we've been together for 10.5 years. Our anniversary last year. But we did not come together as a spiritual couple. We were both very, very far away from God at that point. And it took many years before I guess we kind of realized what was missing both in our lives and our relationship. And really, it was Barb that picked up on it more than I did. She was the one that really catalyzed to get us to church and back towards God. So it was really, we started working in Texas, and then I'm in the Air Force, so we got orders to move here, so we moved here, and we were right down the street here, and we had no idea what we were looking for. We just knew we needed something, and we needed a church family, we needed to get closer, and we got here, so we came across the street, and never really known a step further. We came to the door, and it was great. It's just home.
TC, before we go to Barb, so I'm trying to remember, I'm going to get this wrong, but you had some exposure to church growing up.
Yes, so I did. I grew up in a very small Methodist church in the South, maybe 75 people from that, so it's a very small community there and everything. I think I attended until maybe 16 or 17, and just kind of had a push-away moment, young rebellious push-away moment at that point. And stayed out for a good 11 years that I was out of the church and away from God.
Okay. And the 11 years of being away from church or coming back coincides with ABC, correct?
Yes, it does.
Barbara, your background.
My family, we went to church until I was about 5, and then we stopped. So I really didn't know much about God, much about church, until we came to Austin Bluffs, and we were coming on a regular basis. And it was just, it began a great part of my life.
So Barbara, with TC said that you were kind of a catalyst. Can you talk to the process of what you began to feel that was drawing you to God, but to church also?
I believe after multiple deployments, we are a military family, after multiple deployments, and our oldest son was autistic, so that was really a struggle for us as a family, and we really felt like something was missing, and we couldn't do it on our own, so we were just really looking out for help.
Okay. So there's this, you come together as a couple, you get married, you start having children, and God and church is really not much a part of that. And then you move to Colorado. Well, God's beginning to draw you, and you move to Colorado Springs, and you happen to move close to ABC Church. And then you came across the street, or however you said that, and you walked in here. Talk about your experience at ABC Church.
I actually specifically remember Janet Hosick on the first day, doing the Hosick. So we walked in, and she said she picked us out as new immediately, proved by the way we were dressed. So
you were in a suit?
I know. So I mean, obviously now I'm in Women's in a button-up shirt, but my only exposure being as a kid in the small southern church, it was always absolute best you could possibly because the hair and it's great. I mean, it's always it's like a uniform almost. You came in blue jeans, there's a door, it's almost like that. So she walked in, she came up, she greeted us, and as soon as we kind of got settled in, I had never been to a church with a contemporary style worship before, guitars and drums and that kind of thing, you know, and it just instantly kind of moved in me, and there were no hymn books, that kind of thing. It was a different culture than what I was accustomed to, but a very comfortable, very inviting culture. So it wasn't like a culture shock, it was the opposite, or the opposite.
Yeah, just a draw.
Yeah.
So Barbara, do you have anything to add to that as far as your first experience? What kind of, and when you came to ABC Church, what was it about the climate, the atmosphere, the DNA that drew you in?
We were welcomed right away, and ABC immediately felt like home for a person without a really significant background in church. It really helped me. Right away, I met a lot of people who helped me grow. Bridge classes were excellent.
Oh, let me stop on that for just a minute. So Bridge discipleship classes were part of the, happen to have, let me set this up. I happen to have one of the books right here. So Bridge discipleship class was one of the important parts of your process of spiritual growth.
I'd say that it's one of the bigger parts of it, really. Finding a church home is a very crucial step in building that relationship, and just the small beginning fact that we did one-on-one class, it might have been within 2 weeks of our first visit. It was very quick. Having you there in the class, teaching the one-on-one class, made me very comfortable with asking questions about the church. I still to this day, I don't know a whole lot about like denominations and things like that. And I couldn't say, well, Bethel Church is this, Baptist is this, and Assembly of God is this. But being able to come to this church and having you, the head pastor, there to say, this is our church, this is what we stand for, these are our core beliefs, that just cemented in really the seriousness of it all.
Wow.
And how this church really does talk about its core values.
Barbara, do you have anything to add to that as far as the process for you?
No, I agree with TC. Really, the Bridge classes, it was an outline for me, and that helped so much.
Now, there was one other thing that you did right away when you came. You joined something else. Well, you joined it.
Yeah. So again with Janet and Mark, it was probably a month or so after we started coming here, and the life group campaign kicked off. We had all the tables in the back to sign up, and as we were walking around reading all the descriptions and trying to see, one of the core things back in our mind was like our mission, our oldest son, with the autism thing, he had some quirks and some things that, we were afraid that he was on his house and flipping all the light switches and that kind of stuff. We're kind of drawn, but we're walking around, and Janet, she grabbed me, she goes, "Hey, you're going to join our life group." That's how I remember it. I remember it saying, "Would you like to?" And he said, "Hey, you're going to join." Probably wasn't, but that's how I remember it. But we did, we stepped out. It was really kind of a really big faith step that, we're being told this would be good for us. Give it a try, see what happens. He signed up, and just being able to be in a smaller group where there's more conversation, less one way and more around the table conversation, really helped just strengthen us that these people are genuine, they're kind, and it really just made us, it affirmed in us that we're taking the right steps in our life.
Excellent. So just a couple of other things. Barb, was there anything specific? We talked about bridge classes and life group. Was there anything specific about ABC Church? And maybe you've already answered that, but it just helped you as you were really beginning that deeper relationship with Christ.
I suppose really just meeting people here, making connections, being around other people, allowing them to lead me.
So just the fellowship. Okay, that's great. Last question. Where are you guys at now, and where are you going? What's God doing, and what are your hopes and dreams?
Well, so we're really big to the youth ministry. We're working with Pastor Dad with ESM, and if you guys haven't seen what's going down there, it's really awesome. It's really cool. So that's a big part of our ministry right now, is working with youth. And we're actually walking on a path right now to leave the Air Force in about 3 years and take on a vocational ministry role there.
It's quite the change. That really is. So the reason I wanted to, I mean, there's several reasons, but I went to the beginning. Sometimes we just come together and meet, and then we shake hands, have reading time, and message, and we leave, and we don't realize how God is changing lives. And so thank you, PC and Barbara, for allowing us to be part of what God's doing, and then for sharing that with us. This is really cool, and we love you guys. We thank God for you. You make ABC better. We're really glad you're here. Can we give them a hand?